Growing up in Fegarsta was, in a way, bizarre because it's both very idyllic and it's also a very rough place. It's like an old industry town and it can be fairly macho. Grunge started happening and we were not interested in that at all. We liked some of that energy where there was energy, like Nirvana and stuff, but we couldn't really understand what was the problem half of the time. Being from a rough town, I think we wanted something that was more sort of happy to be alive, because that's how we felt when we played music.
Everybody give me a big hand.
There was a band that we liked that was called Electric Frankenstein, but we could never figure out why they did every part either twice or 4 times as long as you were supposed to do.
It was kind of a joke, like to see how long you could play the riff before you felt like you needed to go to another part.
You have a riff, you play it for 10 seconds, and then people expect you to switch to a different riff. But if you keep going for a minute, people go bananas.
For that one is the simplicity, you know.
No matter what age you are or who you are, when that comes on, everybody just reacts instinctively. It's a very good riff. I don't think we understood how good it was when we made it. It just works. In search of Hate I Told You So, nothing exists anymore. The place we rehearsed it doesn't exist anymore. The place we wrote it doesn't exist anymore.
There was a house here. In that house, in the basement, we used to rehearse. So up here, kids play. Down here, we played.
This is one of the spots where we performed.
Yeah, the stage would have been here somewhere.
So I would have been here singing. So this might have been one of the first spots we played it. This is the only place that kind of exists that has to do with the song. And it doesn't look like it did. What happened when we were in the studio then later with Pelle Gunnefelt, who was recording it, he refused to call it producing.
Basically, he thought the song was very boring, and he wanted to mess as much as possible with the sounds.
As I recall, I hated it, and I thought it sounded like the Swedish artist Mikael Rickfors.
This building is where we tried to record the album the first time. It's turned into an apartment, so this place doesn't exist either. We didn't have enough songs, we didn't have good enough songs, we argued.
We did a version there that was pretty awful, and you also hated it. But at least we both hated it.
So that was progress. We went home with our tail between our legs, and then we made a classic. Can you feel it? The wings of history. We played a lot of shows and we were a very good band, and then Helle sort of destroyed that a little bit, which made it better.
We are looking at basically what we wore.
We were really the opposite of shoegaze, and I think that was what we wanted to do. Everything show business was kind of deemed not serious, or it wasn't credible, it wasn't cool, or whatever it was. We thought it was out of respect for the fans and the rock and roll that we would, make an effort, even in the clothes department. And also, it's a very cheap way of making your show better. You just wear the same thing and it makes a bigger impact, and it costs next to nothing. You may recognize this bass drum logo. Cut to that scene in the video. It's sort of more like rap lyrics. It was all about what we were gonna do that people probably doubted. I think that's why people liked it so much. When you're like 19 or whatever you are, it feels like the entire world wants to tell you what to do. It's like a statement that you don't want responsibility. You just do whatever you want to do.
Now it's all out and you know!
So we've now spent a lot of time talking about the past of Hate I Told You So, and now we have found, after much searching, the way it's going to be performed in the future. We've managed to, through miracle of modern science and a brilliant man named Johnny, replace these guys. I give you Johnny Boy and the Pop Machine, Hate I Told You So. I don't really understand the attitude of like not playing your hit or whatever. It's if people like it, like who am I to not play it? I don't think there is one single Hives show where we have not played that song since it came out.
You wanna walk 'cause I can, and if I don't because I wanna.
I guess what you can learn then from this little documentary is that it's probably a good thing to have a producer that hates your music a little bit.
Let's go, you